Okay, getting ready to head out on, actually on the highway, heading up to Bitely, Michigan. And my plan is to jump on the North Country Trail just a little ways west of Bitely at the Nichols Lake area, parking lot, boat launch, and then from there hike up about 4 miles up to Shawkaw Lake and spend the night, and then the next morning hike on back. This is a recreation of a hike that I took on June 1st, and went with a group of people, but thought I'd recreate it and see how I do on this hike by myself. So it should be pretty interesting, and I'm gonna be speaking to you all along the way here. So we are all packed up with the backpack. And we got everything in here that I think, at least I hope that I need. There's my new Odyssey backpack. Can't see it very well, tucked in on the seat here. Some water and hiking poles, and we got the Ford F-150 all ready to go. So talk to you when I get there. Okay, I've arrived at the Nichols Lake Recreation Area, and this is part of the Huron Manistee National Forest, and on the north side of Nichols Lake. And if you park here, keep in mind you have to pay a fee, and the fee is $5 per day. And for instance, I arrived here this afternoon, so that's one day, and then I'd have to pay for. And tomorrow, when I leave, that's another day I'd have to pay for. So technically the whole parking would cost me $10. However, I have a senior pass, a national park pass, and with that the fee is $0. So good deal. Anyhow, I'm gonna get packed up and get ready to hit the trail. Yeah, everything's a bit dry here, which is good in a way. It helps keep the mosquitoes down. And over the course of the trail here, we just had a couple of elevation changes, not too severe, but enough to make you out of breath. That's for sure. So, all right, I'm gonna move a little bit. Come on along with me. Last time I was out on this section, the ticks were terrible. So I'm hoping they're not as bad this time around. I researched it, and normally when the weather is hot, like in August, they are less active. But once it starts getting cooler, they'll be probably back out in force again. trail is well maintained. Thank you to the, I think it's West Michigan chapter of North Country Trails that takes care of this. If not, thank you to whoever's doing it. Maybe a little too far north for the West Michigan group. Okay, another little climb coming up. See how far in we are. Well, we're in about 1.5 miles. So 2.59 miles, 2.59 miles to go. I'll be back. Well, I stopped for a bit of a break, and so far I've seen no one out here on the trails. Pretty quiet out here, but anyhow, I thought I'd take a rest, drink a bunch of smart water. It's warm out here. There's no breeze, and it seems like the humidity might be a little high. Not supposed to be, but kind of looks like it too. So, but it's warm regardless. So, taking a break, and I've got about another hour of hiking left. So, hopefully, I'll show you where we're camping at here shortly. Yeah, I'll take a little break here. I wanted to show you what's behind me. It's either a marsh or a prairie. I'm not sure. It could be a marsh, but it's dry, so it looks like a prairie, but I don't know. But it's pretty. Looking out over it is very pretty, and I don't know, I've got about another mile yet to get into camp, but I wanted to stop here, take a little break, and I wanted to show this to you. So I'm going to swing the camera around. Very nice. And coming up here, looks like we have a fork in the trail, so I've got to pay attention to the blue blazes here for a couple of minutes, make sure I'm going the right way. All right, catch you in a few. Okay, I made it to the camp, and I got the campsite that I wanted. Same one that I had last time I was here in early June. Weather is much different here though. Early June it was windy and it was cold, and at night the temperature got down to 34 degrees, so that made a challenge for staying warm and sleeping, but it worked out okay. Tonight will be more comfortable, that's for sure. I think it's supposed to get down to about 60, so that will work out. Show you a little bit more of the campsite here rather than the branches and the trees. And I'm going to set up my tent just over past that stump, actually in between the two stumps there. Looks like a pretty good spot. That's where I'll be setting up. Okay, it's getting on towards dark, close to bedtime, and it will be dark here pretty soon. I did get my camp all set up. It took a while though. Everything's like a puzzle, putting it together. From the tent, to the rainfly, to the chair. The whole thing takes some time. And then you have to do the air mattress, and I've got a sheet for that. I've also got the food bag tied up, hanging. Not really afraid of the bears. There's not many around here, I don't think. There are some, but Now the main worry here would be the raccoons at night. They're very bold and they'll come in the tent, get food. So it's good to hang your food. Good to hang your food. That's the rest of the camp. And then we have a fire ring. And some nice people left their trash in the fire ring. So you should take everything out that you bring in. Alright, well, talk to you in a little bit. Well, good morning. Good morning from inside the tent. So it wasn't bad last night. I slept pretty good. Woke up my typical early time, but thought, well, it's dark out. What am I going to do? So I went back to sleep. So I slept in today, which may do me good. So anyhow, this is the inside of old Big Agnes here. Got my backpack and my big shoes back there in the corner. And for you folks that have to have a CPAP like I do, I have the easy longer battery. I think that's it. Yeah, easy longer battery. And the Z2. It works out real well. That battery, I used about half of it last night, so you could go 2 days on that battery. So that is the inside here of the wonderful tent. Well, brewing up a cup of coffee this morning. Getting the water to boil. And here is my brewing method. These are little pouches. Got them on Amazon. I learned this from another YouTuber. And you just pop the pouch open, put your coffee in there, and then you have a pour over type of coffee maker. So I'll sit here for a little bit and have a cup of coffee. And enjoy the scenery. Okay, we're all packed up and ready to hit the trail. All I gotta do is throw my backpack on. Well, actually I gotta put this chair away that I'm sitting in. But other than that, ready to go. And the neighbors went to town. Very nice of them. They offered to pick me up anything that I might need. So, nice people. Anyhow, I will be on the trail here shortly. So one more look around. Yeah, I wouldn't mind coming back, even though I've been here a couple times. Coming back here a few times would be pretty good. Wouldn't mind. Very nice. And that's the neighbor's camp. And over there to the right of the stump is where I had my tent. Got the fire ring here where people left their trash. That irks me. I'm hauling a bunch of trash out. My own trash, though. I don't really have room for somebody else's trash, but I wish I did. I don't need the extra weight. So I'm getting used to this backpacking stuff. I'm kind of in training. So anyhow, we're going to make the move here shortly. And earlier I saw a bald eagle swoop down by the lake here, which is really cool. So there's wildlife around here, plenty of it. No bear, nobody bothered my bear sack, no raccoons. So didn't even have any problems with chipmunks or mice, so all was good here. All right, I'll talk to you again here in a little bit after I get on the trail, and then along the North Country Trail a little ways, I'll stop and take a break and let you know how it's going. So thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate you watching, and if you want to comment, if you've ever been up on this portion of the North Country Trail between Nichols Lake and Shawkaw Lake, which is west of Bitely and northwest of Bitely, yeah, let me know. I appreciate it. This is Condon Lake, and it's a lake just south of Shawkaw Lake where I camped. And on the west side of the lake, the other side of the lake, there is another campground. And we went through there back in June, thinking to stay there, but at that time, the place was packed, and there were some guys in there that were, say, intoxicated. And I was with a group for the West Michigan North Country Trail Association, and those intoxicated a-holes were propositioning the ladies in our group. A little too much alcohol, not enough sense. Not that they had any sense before they started drinking. But so I just avoided that camp this time around. Went right to Shawkaw Lake. Found a nice campsite that I had before, and I was happy with it. Good neighbors. So now I'm on the way back, and I don't know, about 3/4 of a mile in. But I wanted to stop here, show you Condon Lake. Well, it's slow going, getting back to the truck on the hike out. Actually, I had to stop and rest, and I'm about 1.1/3 miles in. I had to get the backpack off. It was just not feeling good. So it's going to take me a while to hike the other 2.5 miles, I guess. So we just put one foot in front of the other and work it out. So I need to do more of this so I can get in shape to do longer hikes. But kind of all in the attitude. You got to keep moving. So especially when you're older, you just got to keep moving. If you slow down or stop, you're going to rust in place. Anyhow, it's beautiful here. I thought, well, I got to stop and rest. I'm going to take a little opportunity to do some forest bathing. And I intend to do a video about forest bathing here coming up pretty soon. So if you've never heard of that, stand by, and I'll get into this concept of forest bathing a little bit deeper coming up soon. So anyhow, I just thought I would take a little break, share that break with you. Actually, I'm sitting right here on the trail. And the backpack is off my back and right behind me, which feels good for right now, but I gotta get back back moving. Otherwise, it'll be a long time getting out of here. So, but in the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy the quiet forest bathing. Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention that I almost forgot here is ticks. So I think I mentioned earlier that ticks shouldn't be a big problem in August, but they're still around. They slow down a bit in hot weather. But I've taken precautions. I've soaked everything. My hiking pants, my gaiters, my shoes, my gloves, my arm protectors, everything is soaked in permethrin. And I'm hoping that any ticks out here, that'll keep them at bay. So we'll find out later today when I have a chance to do a tick check, which I will do. So I forgot to mention that, but permethrin, you are out in the woods, especially in the cooler months, make sure you get permethrin and soak your clothing with it. So that's what I did, and I'll report back to you on whether or not it worked. I'm sure it will. Permethrin's used all the time. So, but I'll do the check, and I will let you know if I find any ticks. And they're deer ticks. Those are the dangerous ones that carry the disease. So I'll be looking. All right, catch up with you later. Interesting little guy out here taking a rest. He's just laying there watching me. Guess he doesn't mind his picture being taken. Okay, I made it back to the truck. Oh, challenge. Yeah, like I said before though, if it wasn't a challenge, it wouldn't be memorable. So, made it. And I look forward to getting into a nice soft seat in the truck. So, here we go.